Let's move it to South London. Fulham hosting Liverpool. Fulham haven't got a great record against Liverpool, though they drew 2-2 earlier at Anfield this season. So Liverpool team who were unbeaten away from home, who get themselves 1-0 through a beautiful strike from Alexis McAllister. McAllister survived the challenge from Tarkowski and scored a beautiful goal, which just sums him up with his technique. But after that, Rob, things didn't quite go to plan for Arne Slot and his man. Sessegnon with the equaliser, Robbie putting Fulham 2-1 ahead, and Muniz putting Fulham 3-1 ahead into the break. Diaz came on and got a goal back for Liverpool. But only their second loss of the season, Rob, to Fulham. But it wasn't a classic Liverpool day.
No, I mean, there's going to be a myriad of excuses or reasons for this, isn't there? They got such a comfortable gap at the top of the Premier League, which is it's amazing to be able to do that at this time of the season. Yeah. We can talk about the strengths and weaknesses of the league in general, or where everybody else has gone in this season in terms of the top clubs, but they've got such a big gap. I think this doesn't surprise me totally, because I got to think it's natural reaction to drop off a little bit. They're so far ahead. I think we know that the fullbacks, you got Robertson on one side, Curtis Jones on the other side, that were involved in some mistakes, and Robertson again, kind of a double mistake really, to present the ball to Fulham a little bit in front of their goal. I think just in a shaky kind of back four for Liverpool, and it's amazing how just a couple of little changes or a little different mindset, and Virgil van Dijk can look like absolutely imperious, and then he can sometimes look a little rattled in the last 2 or 3 games. So we saw a little bit of that today. I mean, they came back better in the second half. It's not gonna destroy them, of course, not gonna hurt them too much. It's just a little reminder. The Premier League's pretty good, and Fulham are pretty good, and Marcus Silva, these guys know what they're doing, and it's just, it's the second loss of the season, Rob, and we're into April and not far left now, 7 or 8 games left. So, again, I had my eye on another game in this window, so the intricacies that you might be able to tell us a little bit more than that. But what I saw of it, and I saw a fair bit of it, it looked like a shaky period of time in the first half. They concede the goals, and then they control things, and they're looking to get back, and it just wasn't one of those good days for them going forward.
Yeah, I mean, watching the game, obviously they got off to a great start, and you're thinking, okay, then they're going to control the game, but they didn't. And I think, Rob, how I classed it watching the game, and I said to Beth, it's like they switched off. They took a rest for 15 minutes. Like a period in the game, we're 1-0 up, we're controlling it. Curtis Jones was coming into midfield. They were having possession. Graham Birch was doing his thing. And they stopped winning duels. Fulham started to be a little bit more aggressive, started to get, down the sides a little bit into the fullback positions. And it was almost like they took a little nap, took a little rest for 15 minutes. And in that time, Fulham, who are a good team, who deserve a lot more respect than they get, have got good players, Rob, and got themselves at 3-1 ahead. And all of a sudden, it was a wake-up call for Liverpool. I thought at half-time, Arne Slot might make 1 or 2 changes. He left it a little bit later. The changes did come, the front guys first, and then he changed it at the back, and he did get the reaction. But I think he would have been disappointed that, we always go back to that first game at Ipswich when, he talks about the X's and O's and tactics and that, but you've got to be, at it, winning your duels, physical and energy. Yeah. And they dropped that for 15 or 20 minutes in the game in the first half. That's what they dropped, and that's what, in the end, cost them the 3 points today.
Well, that's right, isn't it? It's so right, Rob, isn't it? He said it all along about the effort and stuff, and that's how he judges his teams and working hard. And when you don't have that effort and cover the grounds and be diligent defensively, you're gonna drop points. 11 points clear though, Rob, with 7 games left. Is it okay for Liverpool to coast?
It's a good question.
Because save themselves the legs,
Joe
for next season.
Joe Spate, I don't know if he was doing the commentary with Stephen Warnock, as ever did a great job, the two of them. But Joe sort of said to Stephen when we threw to them at the ground first, are we going to find out what kind of title this is for Liverpool in terms of where will it stand in, not only the amount of points they get, the distance from others, like the way they finish this off. All intents and purposes, it's done now. And I thought it was a really good question, actually. And is it... Is there a way that this could not be quite as good an ending as it should be if they do drop off?
Not for me, Rob. Not for me. It doesn't. I think most fans and almost certainly most of the Liverpool fans, Rob, are like, they have been the outstanding team.
Yeah.
End of conversation. End of story. If they lose 2 more and draw 2 more of the last 7, they only win 2 or 3. For me, it wouldn't take anything at all. And I don't know what records they can try and get if they try and steamroller that.
Winning it as early as people and how much points. Yeah.
I just don't know whether it's worth that. This is going to be Liverpool's 20th top flight title to match the 20 of Manchester United, and that is. I think that's going to pain Manchester United a little bit, and it means everything to Liverpool. They've got more European trophies. You know, the whole debate about who's the most successful club in English football, or who's dominated English football the most, 20 titles each is going to be now. So back to your question, Rob. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem if we're commentating on Liverpool and it's not the same and they ain't quite as scintillating.
Yeah.
What do you feel differently? Do you think there's anything that's going to
not
be any
necessarily.
mark
I mean,
against the manager?
I think I read an article this weekend and it was saying, like, you know, a couple of months ago Liverpool were in for 4 competitions and all of a sudden it's won. But this one is special. It's a special one, Rob. And I don't think many people D1 to get to 20. I still don't remember many people at the beginning of the season saying Liverpool will win the title.
No.
And so it's been an incredible turnaround, an incredible job. Yes, they made the most of situations, Man City's demise, Arsenal's injury problems, etc., etc. But this team and club and Arne Slot deserve so much credit for what they've done. And I'm with you, you know, final day of the season at home, I think, to Aston Villa if we're at Anfield. I don't think anybody will be looking at the table saying, oh, we've lost 3, 4, 5 and we've dropped these points. I think it will be the 20th win on a season when even the most ardent Liverpool fan might not have thought they'd quite be good enough to win it in the manner they've won it. 11 points clear, Rob, as we stand with 7 games to go. Yeah. An incredible record. And I'd just like to see the Mo Salah go on it and get the goals and assists as many as he can. And, you know, just a few of those little individual ones that will stand this title in even more stead when we look back in years to come.
Just on those players, Rob, out of contract, it looks very much now like Trent Alexander-Arnold is looking more likely to go to Real Madrid. Would Liverpool fans love some news on Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk?
It was interesting. We were sort of saying that. I can't believe, and I know Virgil's put out a little bit and Mo's gone a little bit quiet. I can't believe that conversations aren't being had and offers haven't been made or whatever. And we're in April, Rob, with the end of the season coming up. I get the sense that both players are either close to agreeing or not agreeing, whether they're going to sign or not, and whether we'll see anything to do with that over the course of the end of the season. But I'm getting a sense one might stay, one might go.
Right, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. What about Fulham? A little bit of last word on them. I mean, good result for Fulham. Fair play.
Absolutely great.
They won't go away.
Yeah. Great result. And I'm going to go to my unappreciated performer of the week, my friend. Rodrigo Muniz for Fulham Football Club, who's a little sneaky good striker. Obviously, he comes from greatness because he was on loan at Middlesbrough and apparently shared the spot that Robbie Mustoe used to sit in. So there's greatness attached to him there, mate. But
obviously.
He's 23 years of age. Brazilian born. I think he's been in and around the national squad. I'm not quite sure. I don't quite think he's got his first cap yet. He's a talented player, Robbie. He had a little spell last year, and I was just looking up. He won the Player of the Month for last year in the month of March, where he had a spell of scoring 4 or 5 goals and was looking really dangerous. He's been a bit in and out, and Raul Jimenez has been the main man. But there's something about him, Rob, and I was talking to Tim Howard today, and I said, he's the kind of striker, Tim, that I like. 23 years of age. He's got aggression. He's got touch. He's got feel. He can finish. Right now, and I said to Tim, he'd make a good Manchester United player. Right now, he'd give him way more than what they've got. He's 23 years of age. He might not be the finished article. He might not be the one we eventually get when we're back to being. Well, that's the kind of profile of player. would go to Manchester United, would absolutely pull up trees for them, and he's a finisher. I think he can get better as he gets older.
Yeah, we chatted about him, didn't we, last season, Rob?
Yeah, we had a little mention.
I don't quite know why he's not been
a starter.
Week in, week out.
He's a starter, I think. Now it feels like he's a starter. Should be a starter.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, those closer to the club might know more than us about why he's not every week and why he's not getting 12 plus goals or whatever.
Yeah.
15,
he's got 8 now. He got 9 last year.
Yeah. I'm with you. It's a good shout. And he now, whether he's underappreciated or whether there's something about his game that the manager sees in training and certain games possibly. Maybe we don't study, that he's a little quiet and the game drifts him by, maybe. But I don't know, mate. It always seems when we talk in Fulham, he's usually doing something. Scoring, coming off the bench and scoring. He seems very effective and in terms of end product. So I like it. Yeah, it's a good shout. Rodrigo Muniz. Good shout.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Lowe, and as we head towards the end of an exciting Premier League season, make sure you like and subscribe on the NBC Sports YouTube channel for more content like this.